Pure Bond, Chapter 17. Goodbye, Tokyo. Throughout spring break, Jack, Tyler, and Kyle spent their entire week with Ryo at his home, learning self-defense, and went through hard physical training in order to protect themselves and each other from any threat that may come after them. While Sarah, Laura, Jessie, and Christina spent their week in Tokyo, Japan, and they visited many famous hotspots around the city, and they even made some new friends throughout their time there, and with whom they spent an amazing time with. With spring break nearly coming to an end, Jack and all of his friends are getting ready to head back to school on Monday. 2 days before school resumed, Jack and the guys just finished their intense training with Ryo at his father's dojo. All of them were completely exhausted from his sessions throughout the whole week, but for them, it was worth it.
Man, Ryo, never thought you'd go through this type of training in your life.
Yep, this is how I became the martial artist that I am now. It may be a little rough, but when you get used to it after some time, you'll see it's not so bad.
Well, we'll definitely get used to this stuff, Ryo. That's for sure.
I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoyed it. I feel like I can do a lot better now than I did before. But as Ryo said before, this is a work in progress. We all still have so much to learn.
And I'm more than happy to teach you guys more in the near future. We'll do everything we can to protect each other from Mr. Edward, or anyone that threatens us.
So you got that right, buddy.
Sarah and the girls should be leaving Tokyo by morning.
So they should be back by mid-afternoon or mid-evening tomorrow.
Either way, we'll welcome them back with open arms and tell them everything we've done here.
You got that right, buddy.
Jack then said in his thoughts,
Sarah, this time I will protect you. I won't let anyone harm you this time. Count on it.
Meanwhile in Tokyo, Sarah and the girls were packing up their clothes and accessories and were ready to head back home. Sarah said in her thoughts,
Jack, I can't wait to see you again. It feels like an eternity since I've seen you, but I look forward to hanging out with you again. I have so much I want to tell you.
Sarah's gotten everything she needed. Then Christina came towards her.
You ready to go, Sarah?
I sure am, Christina. Let's go get Jessie and Laura.
You got it.
Both girls were all set and ready to go and left their hotel room. They then went next door to see if Laura and Jessie were ready to go too. Christina knocked on their door.
Jessie, Laura, are you girls ready?
Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? As much as I would love to stay here a little while longer, I do miss sleeping on my own bed, and I really miss playing against Kyle too.
Laura then came out of the room soon after.
I can't wait to tell Tyler everything we've seen here, but Jessie's right. I really can't wait to sleep in my own bed again.
I heard that, Laura.
All right, let's go home.
Yeah!
The girls made their way to the main floor of the Sunroot Plaza Hotel. Sarah returned the 2 room keys to the desk employee and approached the exit. Mr. Suzuki opened the door for the girls as they entered the SUV. He closed the door, got in the truck, and then drove off from the hotel, making their way to the airport. While making their way to the airport, the girls chatted with one another.
I hope the guys are doing well with Ryo's training.
I know for a fact that Kyle can handle some intense training. I've seen what he can do, and he's a lot stronger than you guys think.
Tyler may not have been in that kind of training before, but he's capable of getting things done.
I have total faith in Jack. Despite what we've been through, he can overcome the odds and stand up to fight for what's right. They all have what it takes to protect us from Mr. Edward and anyone that comes after us. And they won't let them get away with it either.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. And as long as we all stick together, we can overcome anything.
Sarah then told everyone,
Let's make a promise that if anything happens to any of us, we will find each other, no matter where we might be.
Of course, Sarah. I'll scour the ends of the earth for you guys.
Me too. We're all best friends and we all share a pure bond with each other. And with that bond, nothing or no one can break it.
They all extended their right arms out and placed each other's hands on top of the other, and they all shouted,
Best friends forever!
30 minutes later, the girls had arrived at the Tokyo International Airport. They all exited the SUV with their luggages, and they all gave out their last regards to Mr. Suzuki.
Thank you so much for escorting us all over Tokyo, Mr. Suzuki. We greatly appreciate everything you've done for us.
The pleasure's all mine, Miss Morgan. I'm more than glad having to escort you and your friends to the best places this city has to offer.
And we had an amazing adventure here. And I know that someday we will come back and see many more awesome landscapes that this country has.
And I'll be more than happy to escort you all again when you return soon.
We look forward to it, Mr. Suzuki.
All right then. Well, I guess I'll be on my way now. You all have a safe trip back home. Oh, and Miss Morgan.
Yes?
Please give out my regards to your father for me. He has raised a wonderful daughter.
Thank you very much. I'll be sure to let him know when I see him.
You're most certainly welcome, Miss Morgan. Sayonara.
Sayonara!
Sayonara!
Mr. Suzuki then entered the SUV and left the airport. The girls entered the terminal and looked at the big screen to see when their flight back home will arrive.
It looks like we'll be waiting here for another hour.
Really? Another hour? We had to wait so long for our flight here. Now we have to wait even longer for our flight home?
It appears so, Jessie.
Aww. Bummer.
Someone yelled out Sarah's name.
Sarah-chan!
Was that Yuna?
Sarah turned her head to the left away from the big screen and noticed Yuna and her best friends were approaching them. Sarah and her best friends approached them too.
Yuna? What are you doing here?
We came to see you girls off. We couldn't let you all leave without saying goodbye.
Yeah. Besides, I want to take on Jessie-san in a game before she leaves.
Luckily for you, I've got my handheld on me. I've got plenty of time to kill before our flight comes. Whenever you're ready, Haru.
Oh, you are so on, Jessie! Game on!
Like I said before, those two are so alike in so many ways. They might as well be sisters.
Oh, come on, Mai. Just let them have their little fun. That's what we like about them. They're full of spirit.
Too much spirit, if you ask me.
Everyone had gathered at the lobby lounge to relax and chat with each other until their flight arrives. While Jessie and Haruka were playing against each other on their handheld consoles, Sarah and the others were having a chat.
Oh, I never did ask you girls this, but what school did you all attend at?
We attend an all-girls school, Ireland Academy. An all-girls academy, huh? That sounds cool. But don't you all hang out with any boys outside of school? Or have any boyfriends?
Well... We do have some guy friends and hang out with them at times. But it's not as much as we spend time with each other. We all grew up together, so that's why you see us together a lot.
That's right. We share a bond that's beyond anything we've ever experienced. It was faith that brought us all together.
Wow. I'm glad to hear that you girls are still looking out for each other. Even after all these years, you all are still true friends towards one another.
You are absolutely correct, Christina.
Jessie and Haruka were continued playing against each other on their consoles, but then Haruka wanted to ask her something.
So, what school do you all attend?
We all attend the CMA Academy. Chicago Magnet Arts is what it stands for.
That's great! Are there any boys at your school?
Yep.
Do you have a boyfriend waiting back home?
Oh yeah, and he's a hardcore gamer like me too, but he also likes to exercise a lot.
Whoa! Sounds like your boyfriend is a well-toned type of guy. He must have a strong, buff body.
You might say that.
The two girls were looking at their gaming screens, and somehow, Jessie managed to beat Haruka.
Yeah! Take that, Haru!
Aw, man! I lost! You got me there, Jessie. Good game. But I'm not done with you yet. I want a rematch.
Bring it on, Haru.
The other girls all laughed as they were enjoying their last moments with one another. Throughout the hour, they all talked about their daily lives and what they all wanted to accomplish in their futures. An hour had now passed. The girls then heard the public address announcer announce to everyone that the flight to Chicago had arrived. And with that, Sarah, Laura, Jessie, and Christina got up from their seats and were planning to make their way to the terminal gate.
Well, our plane's finally here.
I guess this is it, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm going to miss you all so much. You girls are totally rad people.
Right back at ya, Haru.
we're gonna miss you all too. We had a great time with all of you throughout the week. Probably the best we had in a while. Don't you agree, Mai?
Yeah, I guess I did enjoy myself this week with you girls. We did have tons of fun.
You bet we did, Mai-chan!
Yuna approached Sarah, extending her right hand towards her.
I'm glad that we had this time to get to know each other, Sarah. I do hope that one day we will meet again.
I wouldn't have it any other way, Yuna. Our paths will cross again someday. I promise you that.
The two girls then hugged each other. Then everyone else came in and joined them. After their group hug, they stepped back from each other.
All right, everyone. It's been great. We'll visit you all again real soon.
Bye, everyone!
See ya, girls!
Yo, Haru! We'll be sure to settle our score next time. That's a promise.
You bet we will, Dudette! See you soon!
Bye!
Have a safe trip!
Farewell.
Goodbye!
Everyone said their farewells to each other, and the girls all went their separate ways. Sarah and the girls made their way to the terminal gate. They showed the employees their passports and their tickets, and they made their way inside the plane. Inside, the girls sat in their respective seats. Sarah sat with Christina, and Jessie sat with Laura.
We're finally heading back home. I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. I can't wait to show the guys all the pictures we've taken.
They're gonna be surprised once they see where we've been at.
Christina was looking at them smiling, seeing as they had a great time in the city. Seconds later, she turned her head towards Sarah as she was looking out the window. She then asked her a question.
You okay, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm okay, Christina. Yuna and her friends share the same kind of bond like we do.
Sarah then turned her head to Christina.
And I want us to keep our bond strong, no matter what happens or who may come our way to break it.
Christina placed her right hand on top of Sarah's left hand.
We will, Sarah. No matter what, we'll always be there for each other. To the end.
To the end.
Everyone made their way into the plane, and after a few minutes passed, checking to see if everything was set to go, the pilot began getting ready for takeoff. And moments later, the plane began making its way out of the Tokyo International Airport and flying to its next destination, Midway Airport, Chicago, Illinois. Sarah was looking down at the city and said in her thoughts,
Goodbye, Yuna and Tommy. I'll never forget you.
Yuna and her friends were making their way back home and then noticed Sarah and her friend's plane flew off.
Well, there they go.
Yeah, heading back to where they belong.
What's wrong, Haruka-chan?
I'm really gonna miss them. We were just getting to know them. I wish we had a little more time to hang out with them.
I know, Haruka-chan. I'm going to miss them too. But like Sarah told me, this isn't goodbye, but rather the beginning of an amazing friendship. So even though we're far away from one another, the pure bond that we have now will live on. We'll see them again, maybe sooner than you think.
Thanks, Yuna-chan. I needed that.
You're welcome.
Yuna looked up into the sky and said in her thoughts,
Goodbye, Sarah Morgan. I'm glad that fate brought us together, and I know that fate will bring us together again someday. Just you wait.
Sarah and Yuna then said in unison,
Until we meet again.